Hello, it's Stephanie with Coffee, Paper, Scissors. So this is where we left off, and I said I hadn't done anything with this yet, and I thought, you know what, while I'm here, I think I want to just finish this page off. So I've decided what I'm going to do is go ahead and back it, but not just, I thought I would use my, what's it called? Envelope punch. And just give it a little, tab. So I marked it where I want to cut it as far as the height goes. So let me go ahead and cut it. There, and then I'll go ahead and make the tab, and then I'll cut the rest off to fit, if that makes sense. I did that wrong. That doesn't fit. There was a mark. Obviously it wasn't the right mark. That is a real bummer. Well, you know, I've got a ton of that, so let me just try again. You guys probably saw that when I did it, I was doing it wrong, huh? Okay, so I want to cut it right about here. It's a real obvious mark there for me. Let's see how well I do following it. Oh, I think I see it. We'll cut it off for the most part. Okay, that's better. Okay, so then I just want a notch. So I'm going to, oh, my little thingy fell off. That's weird. Okay. So we'll make it right around here, you know, just, and then I want it to be maybe about 3 inches from the indentation, center of the indentation. Okay, so I'm done with that. And then I just take my thing here and I line it up so that I can just barely see. I need to put my head over it and try not to. Sorry about my head, you guys. I got to see what I'm doing here. Oh yeah, well that helps. Okay, so then I'm just as careful as I can be, and I'll go from the top. I don't go all the way, and then, well, I did go all the way on that one, and then I can just cut it the rest of the way. So then that gives you a little thingy. And then I can line it up to cut off the rest. And I think I would like for the edges to be rounded. So let me grab my rounder. And we're going to do them at the same time so that it goes quicker. I think I'll do this one. Trying to decide what to make for dinner. I have been very naughty about shopping lately. I've always got frozen meat and vegetables, but fresh has been real hard to come by in this house lately. So I don't know what I'm gonna make. I'm just gonna, there's a little bit of a curve to my paper, I think because of how I have it stored. Okay. But I want to put a couple of things on it. Well, yeah, okay. So I want to put something here and something here, but not a whole label. So I'm going to just do a little bit. And it's floating out there. Yeah, I know, but that's okay. Not exactly straight. Of course, I fussy cut it, so you know it's not exactly perfect because it was fussy cut anyway. I'm trying to line it up on that line. Okay, so I'm gonna do one here and one up here. So, you know, there's something happening instead of just what I printed. You know, it's a little something more. Not a lot, but a little something. We're not done yet, though. We're gonna add a butterfly and we're gonna stitch around it. I have a paper towel here. I need to fill my glue bottle up. I went and bought Fabri-Tac from Walmart the other day. It was $11. I used to buy it at Joann Fabric with a 50% off coupon, and like the regular price was $7, something like that. And then, you know, so you'd get it for $3 something. Not anymore. I don't even know, like the last few times I've looked for it at Joann Fabric, they don't even have it. Like their glue section is really picked through. There's almost nothing there. So I keep my glue just in this little container, little glass. So it's always, my glue is always right there ready, you know, like in the spout. So I don't know if you remember, but I'll show you again once we are done here, and we'll put the page all together. But there's blue. So if you remember in the last video, when I had done the other page and I turned back, there was blue, and I was like, oh, that blue kind of doesn't go. Well, we're gonna make it go. We're gonna add to it and make it go. So I have just a little butterfly here to add, but I think that'll be cute. Hopefully I'm working in camera. I have my camera pulled back really far so that the size of the journal fits. Okay, I am going to sew around this. Okay, so here's, you know, the blue like I was talking about. And so to blend that, you know, or to, you know, make it kind of go, oh, I stitched around. I went and picked up this thread the other day. I wish I had gotten just a slightly darker thread, but it'll work. Okay, so that's cute. But then there's this that was left over from the calendar, and these guys are having lemonade together. So today's best friends, I often say, were strangers only yesterday. So I thought it'd be cute to add that. And then I found this little scrap of fabric, and it has some blue in it. So let's put that down. Just gonna Fiber tack it down. And then, oopsie, I hate it when that happens. It starts coming out the top and it just won't stop. Okay, and then we'll do both glue. I stitched around it, by the way. We'll do glue and we'll do hot glue. So that it sticks right away to the fabric. And then I have another blue butterfly. These are from Shabby Dabby Doodah. And I thought I would put that right over here. So let's do that. Which side is it? It's this side that's going to be hanging off. So I'll put a little hot glue on this side. Okay. So now it pulls in that blue. And then there's blue over here too. So I think that turned out pretty good. Let's do another one of these because, you know, I've kind of stuck them in here and there. Like this one, I don't know what to do with it. So this I put over this belly band, which I like because it kind of pulls in the other colors that are over here. But it needs a label, I guess, or something. I still haven't taken anything out of here. This is cute though, but it doesn't go with this. I don't know. I don't know what I think about that. It's like, you know, nothing great. It's too big. I'm wondering if it would be better to have this over here and this over here. Yes. I don't have a good size. Well, maybe no label. Maybe I'll find some flowers to go there. I need to get all those things put where I can get to them more easily. Okay, so I want to do something with this. I'm thinking it would be cute to have something coming off the bottom, you know, like more trim. And then maybe just a tab or something. Okay, I'm gonna pause you for a minute and see what I figure out. Okay, so I went ahead and cut out a piece. So I think I'm going to add this to the bottom, but put it in between the two pieces of paper. It seems kind of longer on one side than the other. Then of course there's always the which side is which. I don't really know. Okay, so I'm thinking I will put it like that in between. So let's go ahead and do that. If I do it with this, and oops, I should have, while I had you paused, I should have put more glue in this. Maybe I will use this. It's not quite where I want it to be. Well, let's see. I guess it doesn't have to be totally even. Okay. Hopefully I have enough glue in here. Still don't know what I'm gonna have for dinner. After this, I'm going to go ahead and figure it out. Because it is getting to be that time. A little while ago, my husband came up and made some popcorn. I've told you before, he watches the NHRA drag races. Well, he's been watching the ones that were recorded yesterday. He's been watching those today, and so he's not too fussed about what I'm doing. Sometimes I think he is, as we've talked about before, but today he doesn't seem to care, which is good. I actually got quite a bit done today. I mean, not this sort of thing, but, you know, getting the journals to a point where I can really start decorating them. Okay, so I was thinking, I have this little piece, and I was thinking to just glue it up there as a little decoration, and then add this. Now, it's not the same kind of flower, but it's red, so it adds a little something to it, doesn't it? So let's do that. And then I'll sew around this one as well. And stick it in the page. Okay, he just came upstairs. Hopefully he doesn't make any terribly loud noises. Sometimes, you know, sometimes. I don't have a lot of red. I'm sure you guys are the same way. I thought a little red something or other here or there, but I just don't really have it. This is going to take a minute for this to dry to the point where I can sew through it. So I'm just going to put some glue on it in a few places and let it sit and dry. I hope that my sewing machine needle will go through this. Really hope so, because that's gonna stink if it doesn't. Let me get my paper towel. It's pretty. Okay. So I'm gonna have to let this dry, so I'll be back. Okay, I've sewn around it, and I decided to do a straight stitch up at the hard part because, and you know, only did zigzag in a couple of places because I didn't want to fight with my sewing machine. So, and then also I decided I don't want this here. So I'm pulling that out. I'm sticking this through this way because it's easier to slide it up with this stuff at the bottom. So I think that's really cute. And then I am going to put, this is from a different set of little fussy cuts than what I showed you originally. Now, this might be in the set that I showed you for this journal, but this was a different one that I bought previously. I don't recall. I'll try and see what it was and add it in my description box. But I'm going to put it over here, and this little Albert Einstein, look deep into nature and then you will understand everything better. So I just thought, I'm just trying to figure out where to put it. Maybe there? Okay. I have no idea how long this video is, but I'm thinking maybe we could do one more, maybe. And then, so just nothing up on the hat. And low on the boot. I'm standing, so I rubbed it off on my hand so that it doesn't clog up my bottle cap, lid, whatever. I need to put some right under here. Okay, I don't know where I'll put this. I like it, but I don't know where I'll put it. It's one of those, it's like a postcard type thing, but not. And I just think it's really cute to hang it over something, but I'm not sure if I'll find another place for it. Well, look at that. Perfect. Okay, so is there another one of those things that I shoved in there somewhere that needs... Oh, I'm sure there is, because there's 6 in each journal here. Okay. Isn't that cute? I don't know. I was actually thinking about trying to add ribbon here. I've got all kinds of stuff to add here. Isn't that cute? I've got a little pocket here, and I need to add some trim that is sewn down. I forgot to sew on this one, so it's really naked looking to me. Maybe I'm gonna stop here because that's a lot more than I bargained for. I will work on this one. I'm gonna try and add some real ribbon to that. And yeah, sew something. And then this tiny little pocket, I need to figure out what to put in there. All right, I'm gonna stop there and say thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye. It's the next day, and I decided to go ahead and finish off this page. So, okay, I'll straighten that up. So I have this narrow little pocket that needs to be filled. I went ahead, do you remember I said I needed to add something because it looked so plain? So I just did paper punch. It was this paper punch. It has a little zigzag edge and little hearts. I don't know if you can see that or not. Oh, here's a good view of that. It is EK Arrow Border Edger. I found it at a yard sale, so I don't know, you know, what it was called originally, but that is what it looks like. So for the little, okay, first I said I was going to think about adding some ribbon to it. So I did that. I haven't stitched around it yet. I will do that. And then for this little narrow one, we are going to, I still need to fill my glue. So I'm going to go ahead and use my other glue. So I'm using up some scraps that were left over from, well, making this, and then also putting all those pages together. So that was a happy little accident, or, you know, it was all planned. All of it's all planned every time. When I was working on the covers, I thought, okay, I don't have a lot of fabric, but I have, like in big pieces. I just have two boxes that aren't real big that have fabric in them, but I have lots of different pattern fabrics, if that makes sense. They're small pieces. I don't have a ton of fabrics. I just have a lot of smaller pieces. And so I thought, well, with all of those, excuse me, again, it's morning and I haven't been talking. So with all of those, I figured, oh, I'll have something. Man, whew, it was really, really difficult. And I was trying to avoid going and buying more. So, okay, so what I'm thinking to do here is just, it's so long. And so I was just trying to think to add a few more things. Let's see. This looks kind of plain to me. And I don't want to ink. I'm trying not to ink on this. So I think that I'll just do a faux stitch around it. I've also done a faux stitch on this, so that'll be interesting to see how that looks. I don't know that I've ever done a faux stitch around one of those. Okay. Well, it's upside down, so that's not quite right. So this is, and nothing is more beautiful than the loveliness of the woods before sunrise. I mean, really, outside in the morning is just the best. I don't know. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but there's just something, it's fresh and I don't know. There's something about it. I used to love to go on walks in the morning and I've gotten real lazy about it. And oh my goodness, let me tell you what, I'm feeling the repercussions of being so lazy about it. If you know what I mean. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and glue this down. Okay, so my I don't know if you guys have been watching me for very long. My son and his girlfriend got married at Christmas time last year. He's in the Air Force, and they were planning on having her move to him. It never happened. I guess they didn't have housing available or something, because where he is has very little housing. And so although they approved it, it never happened. So that's distressing, to say the least. For me anyway, I'm like, that's not good. But anyway, she was just down there visiting him for the long weekend. And when she went down there, I was over with my mom. So my husband drove her to the airport and she left her car here. And let's see, this needs to come down. I'm trying to just, again, fill up the area and then give something for her to stand on. And she needs to be way lower. Well, she's roller skating, actually. Okay, so there is probably good. Anyway, so her flight was coming in last night and I didn't know what time, and she was texting him because she thought I was still gone. Normally I would, be the one to help her with that. And so at I didn't know her flight information or anything because he's the one that had dealt with it when she left. He goes to bed early. And he doesn't always take his phone with him, but he did last night. And so I did go and check at one point. But anyway, we're thinking, oh, she's going to want to come and pick up her car. She's going to want to go to, she needs to go to work in the morning, that sort of thing. So I fell asleep on the couch thinking, well, this way I'm going to hear her knock on the door anyway. Well, I fell asleep on the couch anyway. That's not really why I did it. But, I'm not able to get this out. Like, what am I trying to say here? So I woke up at like 11:30. She hadn't come by, and then I start going, wait, well, what time is she? Because I wanted to go to bed, and I was so confused about it all. And in that tired head, how that all gets you going. So let's just say I didn't get much sleep last night, like 4 hours, because then I couldn't sleep because I'm like, well, why this and why that? And I try and start figuring out her flight information without even knowing her flight information. I'm like, what possible flights could have been coming from there? And anyway, so this morning my husband, and I did get up, I checked his phone, and I could have sworn it was right around like 11 o'clock that I checked his phone to see if there were any notifications, and it didn't show any. So this morning he comes and tells me that she texted him at like 10:15 saying she'd pick the car up in the morning. I'm like, oh my goodness. So yeah, 4.5 hours of sleep. I'm doing great. I'm gonna sew around this and then add this. We'll put the page together. So just a minute. Okay, I've sewn around this one. I did just a straight stitch there. I'll move this over into the center here in just a second, but I wanted to do this first. So this one I think turned out really stinking cute. Sewed around it. And now I am going to glue this one on. The reason why I didn't want to stitch through it is because I did those faux stitches on it. And so I thought maybe stitching through it would look funny. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. Okay. And then I have these eyelets, not very many of them, that I found at a thrift store at one point. This one is a little heart. Now, these are notoriously bad for not looking good after you put them on. So I'm taking a chance here. I suppose I can try and rip this off if I totally destroy it, but let's see. The holes on these, I don't know if they're the standard size or not. It kind of doesn't seem like it, but let's just see what happens. I can always expand it a little bit. So I'm just gonna go right around here. Yeah, it's not, so I'm going to use my, and the other hole is too big, you know, where it would like probably move around. So I'm just gonna use this and kind of make it a little bit bigger. See if that pokes down in. That did it. So that's cute, I think. Adds a little something there. Now it's the squish part. And the thing kind of almost doesn't fit. Oh, I did it, you guys, it worked. Okay, so it didn't mash. So if I squeeze too hard, it tends to mash this. And then of course this isn't flat enough. So then whenever that's the case back here, I always take my little pliers, these pliers, little jewelry pliers, and I protect the front side and just kind of flatten out the back side. And so it's not sharp at all. So there we go. Yeah, and it takes the paint off the center of it a little bit sometimes too. But anyway, I think that turned out really cute. All right, so let's finish putting this page together. I'll move it over just a little bit. So yeah, but they haven't been able to be together except for weekends and stuff like that here and there, which is really a bummer for them and for us too. You know, it makes you a parent worry, but anyway, so we're gonna stick that in there, really cute, and then we're gonna add a little label here and a flower. And I am going to round this. I'm doing it off camera, sorry, I guess I'll do it right here and pick up the pieces. These labels that I use are from Pink Monarch Prints. Okay. I'm standing now, so it probably looks weird to you guys. My hand's really close to the camera. When these journals are so giant like this, it's kind of hard to know like the best way to work in it. for you guys to see. Sorry. Okay. So there we go. I think that turned out really cute. All right, you guys, so that is it for sure on this video, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.